Clemens on the pregame show. Coach's comments brought to you by Kunkel Snyder Optometric Clinic. This is the Fisher Rounds and Associates pregame show on KS 93 coverage of Watertown Arrow girls basketball. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with more from Harrisburg in 2 minutes. Back to Harrisburg, one of the great sights of high school basketball. The band playing and the band director holding his little child while he's directing the band. I thought the child was asleep, but it just raised its head. So one of the great pictures of high school basketball is all the different things that are involved, including the high school band here tonight from Harrisburg and the band director holding a little baby. The earlier games, the Watertown won the JV game by a score of 41-31. Ninth grade game went to Harrisburg 38-24, the final score in that ninth grade game that was played earlier. This is the final game of the regular season for the Watertown Arrows. More than likely, now things can change, but more than likely they'll be on the road for the Sodak 16. They've been in the top 8 almost the entire season, but a couple of late season losses that maybe they should have won have knocked them down to the number 9 spot now. I don't think they can climb higher than that, playing Harrisburg, who's got 6 wins on the season here tonight, if they got a win, but they'll probably be on the road for the Sodak 16 game, and at this point, depending on what happens with Lincoln and their opponents and so on, it appears they will be at Sioux Falls Lincoln for Sodak 16 action. The boys have one more game remaining after they play Harrisburg tonight. They'll be on the road Thursday night to take on Moorhead in Moorhead, Minnesota. So this is the Fisher Rounds and Associates pregame show. Coach's comments brought to you by Kunkel Snyder Optometric. We'll check the starting lineups here coming up, the opening tip-off, as well as we are getting set for the introduction of the starting lineups here this evening. Now, I'm going to hesitate for just a second because I see our coaching staff leaving the floor. The officials are leaving the floor. So it looks like it's senior night here tonight. So it looks like they're going to do some senior night festivities before we have the introduction of the starting lineups in basketball here this evening at Harrisburg. So I think what we'll do, Nick, is we'll take a break and we'll come back and see where we're at as you're listening to the Arrows on KS 93 tonight. We'll take a 3-minute timeout.
And welcome to Harrisburg for tonight's contest. Before we get things going, we are going to be honoring the senior girls involved with the basketball program. We'd like to recognize these ladies and their parents for the many hours of practice and contributions they've made to Harrisburg athletics. Emily Boyer. Is the daughter of Rob and Jim Boyer. After graduation, Emily plans to attend West Texas A&M, majoring in business and continuing her softball career. Emily's favorite memory from her time in the girls' basketball program, going to state in Rapid for freshman year. Thank you, Emily. Congratulations and good luck. Devin Bryant, daughter of Colton and Bryant. Devin will be attending Northern State, majoring in education and continuing to play softball. Her favorite memories are the bus rides. Will continue. Next year, Kennedy plans on attending SDSU and majoring in business. Her favorite memory of HHS girls basketball is listening to music in the locker room before the games. Sydney Hybridson. Daughter of Thomas and Carla Hybridson. After graduating, Sydney will be attending the University of Mary in Bismarck. She plans on going into pre-med or nursing and will continue to play basketball. Her favorite memory of HHS basketball was when the team attended the Notre Dame team camp a few summers ago. Molly Parsons, the daughter of Norm and Laura Parsons.
Welcome back to Harrisburg. Still, as I mentioned, senior night here tonight, so still honoring the senior players, student managers, and so on here this evening before we have the introduction of the starting lineups and basketball. Starting lineups brought to you by Glacial Lakes Orthopedics. It'll be Hannah Eide, a 5'10 junior, Sydney Hybertson, 5'8 and a senior, Emily Boyer, 6'1 and a senior, Kaylee Plain, 5'8 and a senior, and Kennedy Healy, 5'7 and a senior, starting for Harrisburg tonight. Eide, Hybertson, Boyer, Plain, and Healy starting for the Harrisburg Tigers. For the Arrows, it'll be Maddie Rohde, 5'6 and a junior, Kendall Paulson, 5'7 and a junior, Grace Ortmeyer is 5'7 and a senior, Jada Young, 5'6 and a junior, and Kayla Volkin, 5'5 and a senior, starting for the Watertown Arrows in this matchup tonight. Rohde, Paulson, Ortmeyer, Young, and Volkin, the starters for the Watertown Arrows. Starting lineups brought to you by Glacial Lakes Orthopedics. This is the Fisher Rounds and Associates pregame show, and a live audio and video stream is on our website at gowatertown.net, and that is brought to you by Sharps and American Bank and Trust. We will take a timeout. We'll come back with more from Harrisburg in 1 minute.
And there they are, seniors representing Harrisburg High School girls basketball. Thank you very much, ladies.
Looks like we're going to have the national anthem next for you. So what we will do is we will take a break and we will come back after a 3-minute timeout.
We welcome into town the Watertown Arrows. They take it on our Harrisburg Tigers. But before we tip it off, we honor America. Everyone, please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hat. Please give the flag proper respect. We have members of the Harrisburg High School Chamber Choir singing our national anthem. Thank you, members of the Harrisburg High School Chamber Choir. Nicely done. Rita Johnson, Maddie Steichen, Natalie Pepper, Kate Schwab. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we meet the starting lineup from Watertown. At a guard, a 5'6" junior, number 4, Manny Rody. Also at guard, a 5'5" senior, number 10, Kayla Volken. At the guard, a 5'6" junior, number 12, Jada Young.
Welcome back to Harrisburg. Introduction of the starting lineups taking place down on the court. Ours brought to you by Glacial Lakes Orthopedics. Arrows being introduced, and it'll be Maddie Rody, Kendall Paulson, Grace Ortmeyer, Jada Young, and Kayla Volken starting for the Watertown Arrows. For Harrisburg, it'll be Hannah Eide, Sydney Hybertson, Emily Boyer, Kaylee Plain, and Kennedy Healy. The size advantage definitely going to Harrisburg. as they have 6'1" and 5'10", along with 5'8", 5'8", and 5'7". The Arrows go 5'7", 5'7", a couple of 5'6", and a 5'5". So the height advantage definitely for the Harrisburg Tigers here tonight. Arrows will have to deal with that this evening and do a good job on the interior, especially against Emily Boyer, a 6'1" senior. She likes to play outside as well. A little easier to guard 6'1" outside when you're 5'6" versus inside. So the Arrows will have to do a good job against her in particular this evening. All right, pregame show brought to you by Fisher Rounds and Associates. Live audio and video stream on our website at gowatertown.net. It's brought to you by Sharp Automotive and by American Bank and Trust. Opening tip-off for this matchup tonight between Harrisburg and Watertown is being brought to you by Midco Sports. And we're set to go. You're listening to KS 93, Arrow Girls Basketball here this evening against the Harrisburg Tigers.
Good luck, ladies.
Jumping center will be Kayla Volkin, a 5'5" senior, against 6'1" Emily Boyer to get this game underway. Official tosses the ball in the air, tap back into the hands of Sydney Hybertson. Hybertson goes way outside, left side with the basketball, right side of the top of the key. Down in the baseline, left side of the top of the circle. Let me get my bearings. Arrows playing 2-3 zone here. Top of the circle is Eide. Eide on the drive to the basket, lost it, got it inside to Boyer. She missed the first one, kicked it out on the wing to Hybertson. Hybertson around the horn, right wing. Bounce pass or toss to the top of the circle. Kick on the right wing off the shoulder that time of Eide. Eide goes top of the circle to Hybertson, left wing. Hybertson against the Arrow 2-3 zone down in the corner. Then Healy top of the circle. Right wing it goes to Eide. Eide on the drive once again, gets tied up, taken away by Grace Ortmeyer. Jada Young on the run back. Jada gives way outside to Maddie Rohde. Rohde to Ortmeyer on the right wing. Ortmeyer dribbles to the top of the circle. Jada Young to the free throw line. Turns, looks back door, goes to Vulcan, top of the key. Right side on the wing to Maddie Rohde. Rohde dribbles there, stops, goes right wing to Ortmeyer. Good D by Harrisburg. A three by Ortmeyer does not go down. Battle for the rebound, won by Kayla Volkin. Left baseline, Jada Young for three, and she hits it. Jada Young with the three-point basket. Arrows lead 3-0. Full court pressure here. Emily Boyer will handle it herself at 6'1". Threw it away. Loose ball picked up by Maddie Rohde. Rohde had it knocked away from behind by Plain and out of bounds. I had Plain's number written down wrong on my stat sheet here to start with, so that's why I was struggling a little bit to open the ball game, but we got her set up now. Jada Young to Maddie Rohde, right side of the top of the key, gives to Ortmeyer. Ortmeyer on the right wing, top of the circle to Vulcan. Man D by Harrisburg. Vulcan back door to Maddie Rohde. Left wing to Jada, left baseline to Grace for three, got it. Grace Ortmeyer hits the three-pointer. The Arrows off to a 6-0 lead. Plain down the right side with the basketball to the right corner. Double team there, bumped and fouled on the play. And that's going to go against Grace Ortmeyer. And for Grace, that'll be number one, team number one against the Arrows. Harrisburg will inbound to the right of their sideline. Sydney Hybertson to put it in play. About 10 feet above the baseline. Hybertson into Plain. Plain looks at the Arrow 2-3 zone, dribbles out front, gives left side of the top of the key to Eide. And Healy in the lane, kicks it right wing to Plain. Her three-pointer didn't hit the rim, hit the bank board, loose ball scrambled for, tie up, it'll be Arrow basketball. So it'll be Arrow basketball into the game for the Watertown Arrows. Comes Miranda Faulkner, replacing Kayla Vulcan. 5.5 to go, opening quarter, 6-0 Arrows. It's a man-to-man defense, 2-3 type matchup zone. Ball knocked out of bounds by Boyer as Rohde tried to go to the corner to Grace Ortmeyer. Arrows will inbound left of their own basket on the baseline. It'll be Jada Young to put it in play. Lobs to Paulson, right side of the key to Ortmeyer, had it knocked away. Ortmeyer gives to Jada, left side of the top of the circle. Right side of the key to Maddie Rohde. Backdoor is there for Paulson, but knocked away nicely by the defense of Hannah Eide. Arrows will inbound right of their own basket on the baseline. 16 on the shot clock. 5:14 to go, opening quarter. It's a 6-0 Watertown lead. And Faulkner to Ortmeyer on the left wing, top of the key to Rohde. Shot clock at 10. Rohde on the dribble, backdoor to Ortmeyer. Her shot blocked from behind by Emily Boyer. Boyer comes up with the loose ball, gives it off to Healy, and then to Plain. Plain across the time stripe, gives left side of the top of the key to Eide. Eide to Plain, right side of the key. Left wing it goes to Hannah Eide. Dumps it free throw line to Boyer. Tries to drive, does a nice job, lays it in. Emily Boyer with the lay-in makes it 6-2 Watertown. 4.5 to go first quarter. Jada Young dribbles right wing, right baseline to Ortmeyer. Grace Ortmeyer puts it on the floor a couple of times. Tries to drive through a double team and double dribbled with the basketball. Turnover number 1 against Watertown. Into the game for Harrisburg comes Abigail Flanagan and also Jaylee Hofer. Into the ball game for the Watertown Arrows comes Jade Lund. And let's see, that's all, Jade Lund. Double team, losing the ball out of bounds that time was Hofer. Turnover number 3 against Harrisburg. 4:22 to go here in quarter number 1. It's a 6-2 Arrow lead. Ball tossed to Miranda Faulkner. Faulkner, top of the circle. Gives left wing to Jade Lund. Left baseline to Maddie Rohde. Rohde on the dribble drive into the lane. Goes right wing to Faulkner. Faulkner, top of the key to Paulson. Paulson holds the ball, now gives to Jade Lund. Lund looks on the cut, gives to Paulson. Left baseline to Faulkner. Faulkner, top of the circle to Rohde. Shot clock at 14. Jade Lund gives to Faulkner. Left corner to Paulson. Shot clock at 6. Lund for a three-pointer off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Harrisburg. They run out with Hofer down the right side to Hybertson. She is hand-checked and fouled on the play, and that's going to go against Maddie Rohde. For Rohde, that'll be number 1, team number 2 against the Arrows. Into the ball game comes Emery Thury. And also into the game for the Arrows is Grace Corey. Hofer lobs it out front, knocked away by Jada. Jada can't save it though. It'll be a throw-in for Harrisburg on the right sideline, out near the hash mark. Hybertson to put it in play, does so to Hofer. Hofer on the dribble, lobs inside to Boyer. Help D by Jada Young, and Jada's going to get called for a foul on the play. For Jada, that'll be her first, team number 3 against Watertown. Lob pass into Boyer. Boyer goes on the right baseline to Eide. Eide on the drive, falls down, lost the ball out of bounds. It'll be basketball to the Watertown Arrows. That's turnover number 4 against Harrisburg. So that was pretty physical play underneath and not called. So the officials are calling the game a little bit different here tonight. Not that either way is wrong, I'm just saying they're calling it a little different. Grace Corey, top of the key, left baseline to Jada. Her three-pointer's good. Jada Young hits her second 3. One is calling it real close with hand checks. The other one let that physical play underneath go. Hofer against full court pressure, ahead to Boyer. Down the left side to Hybertson. Hybertson on the dribble out front. Picks it up there, goes left side on the lane to Hofer. Hofer backs to the basket, knocked away by Jada, taken away by Jada. Turnover number 5 against Harrisburg. Emery Thury, left wing to Corey. Miranda Faulkner's 3 is too strong. Rebound taken down by Flanagan. Flanagan gives it up to Hofer, behind the back dribble across the timeline. Fires it ahead to Flanagan. Used her dribble, that's a double dribble. Got away with the double dribble, can't get the lay-in to go. Rebound taken down by the Arrows. Jada Young to Jade Lund. She stops, jumps, and got it. Jade Lund able to roll it over, get the jumper on the baseline to go. And that'll go against Flanagan. Abigail Flanagan gets her first personal. Timeout on the court, 11-2 Arrows, 2:20 to go first quarter. We'll be back with more on KS 93 in 30 seconds. First quarter, it's the Arrows 11, Harrisburg 2. Jade Lund will try to convert a three-point play conventional style here. Into the game for Harrisburg now is Adeline Wagner as well. Flanagan with the missed free throw rebound, gives on the right wing to Hofer. Hofer to the baseline, keeps the ball alive. Out front it goes into the hands of Wagner to Hofer on the baseline. Hofer lobs out front, got it to Boyer. Boyer with the runner, no good, got her own rebound. Tips it out, top of the key, it goes to Wagner. Inside, Boyer goes strong and lays it in. Emily Boyer